Hello everyone, in this video we're going to go over the Book B, Unit 11 Vocabulary Words, numbers 1 through 30. Let's get started.
Our first word is already. Already is an adverb and it means before now or before some other time. For example, when I arrived at the station, the train had already left. Or sometimes Saturday and Sunday go by so fast that I think, is it Monday already? So when you use the word already, you can think about time moving faster than you thought. Something happened before right now. Before right now, it is finished. So we can say already. Maybe if your mom asks you to do your homework, you can say, I already did my homework. It is finished. Our next word is appreciate. Appreciate is a verb and it means to feel the value of something. For example, Andrea appreciated her sister's help with the children. When you appreciate something, you know that something is special. It has some value. And you don't only have to appreciate a thing, you can appreciate a person. Like in this sentence, Andrea appreciated her sister. She was thankful for something that her sister did. So you can appreciate someone who does something for you. This girl appreciates her mom, so she gave her mom a gift. Or we should appreciate plants because plants give us clean air. Or if someone does a good job, then other people can appreciate them. They can tell that person you did a good job, or they can give some gift to that person to show that they appreciate them. They care for them and they are thankful for something that they did. Our next word is beam. Beam is a noun and it is a light sent out from something. For example, the sun's beam warmed us. Or this flashlight has a bright beam. And this is what a beam looks like. It is just a light and it makes this long line here. This is what we call the beam. Here is another example of a beam. So sun can make a beam, a flashlight can make a beam. Any light that is sending out this line of light, you can say that is a beam. Our next word is bite. Bite is a verb and it means to cut with the teeth. For example, that dog bit my leg, or Tom bit the apple. And of course, the past tense of bite is bit. So someone already finished biting, you can say the word bit. For example, here we can say this Snorlax is biting something. He's biting the food. Or he bit the food. Both sentences are okay. Or here in this video, we can see that there is I think this is a goose maybe, a goose or a duck, and the goose bit the man's nose. Oh, that looks very painful. Next word is captain. Captain is a noun and a captain is a leader or the person in control of a ship or an airplane. We can call that person a captain. For example, the captain sailed the ship across the ocean. So here in this picture, you can see a captain of a ship and you can see the captain of an airplane. They are the people who are controlling it. They are driving it. And there's one more time that you can say captain. Let's look at this second sentence. Nancy is the captain of her soccer team. There is a soccer team and the captain would also be the leader. They are telling the team what they should do, so they are the captain. Our next word is career. Career is a noun and it is the work a person chooses to do through life. For example, she wants to have a career as a scientist. And of course, the word occupation is similar to career. And for your career, it's a little bit different from a job because sometimes people do a job for just a short time. But a career is something that you want to do your whole life. So some people have a career as a scientist, or a career as a doctor, or a career as a pilot. And when someone becomes a scientist or a doctor or a pilot, they usually choose to do that for their whole life. So that is their career. Our next word is carve. Carve is a verb and it means to form or write by cutting. For example, the artist carved this duck from a block of wood. Or he carved his name in the table. And another way to say carve is chisel or sculpt. When you carve something, you are making an image or you are writing something using a sharp tool like a knife. Here, this person is carving a pumpkin. They are using the knife to make an image, to make a face onto the pumpkin. So they are carving the pumpkin. And at the bottom here, this person is using a tool to carve the wood. So he's making a special design on this wood. It looks a little bit like a flower to me. And he has some other designs on that wood. So when you carve something, you are using a special tool to make an image, to make a picture, or to write something on a material like a pumpkin or some wood or some stone. You can carve many different things. Our next word is clue. Clue is a noun and it is something that helps to solve a problem or a mystery. For example, the detective found many clues at the scene of the crime. So clues are what helps police officers or detectives find the answer to the problem of who did something bad. If the person who did something bad is already gone, how can we find that person? So we need to find a clue. Here, this detective is looking at a clue, and the clue is a footprint. There's also another clue here. It is a fingerprint. These clues help police officers and detectives find the person because people all have a unique fingerprint. Everyone's fingerprints are different. So we can find the person who did something by looking at their fingerprints. And clues don't only have to be footprints or fingerprints. Clues can be anything that is left somewhere. So it can be someone's hair or someone's backpack that was left where something bad happened. Our next word is concert. Concert is a noun and it is a performance of music in front of an audience. So if you look at the picture here, the people here are the audience. They are watching someone on the stage. And the people on the stage that are singing and dancing, they are having a concert. The whole thing is called the concert. This is the audience here, and these are the singers. And what they are doing is called the concert. For example, we are going to a concert in the city this weekend. Have you ever been to a concert? Remember, a concert is just like a music show. Our next word is deliver. Deliver is a verb and it means to send or bring to a particular person or place. For example, Jim delivers newspapers to the people in this neighborhood. When you deliver something, you are bringing something to a place. Sometimes we order food and the food will be delivered to our home. Or we can order something on the phone or the internet and this delivery person will deliver our package. This is called a package, this box. So again, when you deliver something, you bring it to a place or to a person. Our next word is den. Den is a noun and it is the resting place of wolves, lions, and other large wild animals. For example, the wolf carried her cub back to the den. And another way that you can say den is lair. And a den usually looks like a small cave maybe where bears can sleep, or dens can be made under the ground like this. Do you know any other animals that sleep in a den? Our next word is dictionary. Dictionary is a noun and it is a source, like a way of information about the words of a language. And the dictionary tells us the meaning, the spelling, and the pronunciation of a word. For example, the teacher told the students to look up any new words in the dictionary. Or, a dictionary often shows many different meanings for a single word. And this is what a dictionary looks like. It is quite big because it has many words inside. And the dictionary will have the word, and it will have the meaning of the word. And it also tells us how to say the word, that is the pronunciation. So whenever you don't know how to spell a word or what the word means, you can open a dictionary and you can find the meaning of that word. These days, we can find many dictionaries on the internet in our phones. So many people don't use an actual book anymore. They just use a dictionary on their phone. Our next word is effort. Effort is a noun and it is the use of physical or mental energy. For example, it took a lot of effort to move all that furniture. Imagine you have to move a sofa or something heavy. Well, moving it takes a lot of effort. It will take a lot of your energy. When you use your energy, that means you are putting effort. Or when you are studying, if you study for 3 hours, that takes a lot of effort because your mind also has energy. Your body needs energy. So when you are using it, you are doing effort. You are using your effort. If we look at the pictures here, do you think it takes a lot of effort to climb up a mountain? I think it does. What about these two pictures? I have picture A and I have picture B. Which picture do you think used more effort? I think picture A used more effort because they drew everything carefully, they colored it nicely. It probably took more time than picture B. So this student here put more effort into their work. Many times when we use the word effort, we will say put effort. Someone put effort into something. So what is something that you put your effort into? Our next word is exist. Exist is a verb and it means to be real or to live. For example, she does not believe that ghosts exist. Or insects existed before humans. So when you believe that something is real, then that means it exists. So do you think that aliens exist? Do you think that somewhere in the universe there really are aliens? Or do you believe that ghosts and witches exist? Do you think that they are real? And our last word is extra. Extra is an adjective and it means more than is expected or usual. For example, I asked for extra time to finish the test. Maybe there wasn't enough time, so you need more. That is extra. But no one knew that you would need more time. It was not expected. So that's why it is extra. Sometimes if you cook too much food, you will have extra food. So people put the extra food in a container and put it in their refrigerator to save it for later. So anytime that you have more of something, more than you thought that you would have, we can use this word extra. For example, I can say, on my birthday, my mother gave me an extra gift. I thought that I would get one gift from my mom, but she gave me 2 gifts. So now I have an extra gift. Goal. Goal is a noun and it is a result or end that a person wants and works for. When you want something to happen and you work for that thing to happen, that is your goal. And if you want your goal to really happen, you have to keep working to make it happen. This person here, his goal is to make money, to buy a house, to buy a car, to start a family. All of these things are what he wants to happen. But for his goals to come true, he has to work to make them happen. Let's look at the example. Her goal is to become a doctor. So she wants to become a doctor, but if she does nothing and she doesn't study, do you think that her goal will come true? Will her goal happen if she doesn't work for it? Absolutely not. If you want something to happen, you have to work to make that goal happen. Our next word is hide. Hide is a verb and it means to put or keep away from view. So you are putting something where others cannot see it. For example, did you hide the present under the bed? Here in this picture, this girl is hiding behind the tree. Maybe this boy is trying to seek her. He's trying to find her, so she is hiding. And there is something hiding underneath this rock. What do you think is hiding under the rock? Our next word is lean. Lean is a verb and it means to rest your body by putting some of your weight on something. Here, this man is leaning on the wall. He's resting his body on the wall. Let's look at the example. He leaned against the wall as he talked on the phone. Or, don't lean on that table, it will fall over. And leaning can be a good way to rest your body when you're standing for too long, but leaning on something like a chair can be very dangerous because if you lean too far on your chair, then you can fall back and hurt yourself. So be careful not to lean on a chair. Our next word is odd. Odd is an adjective and it means different from what is usual, something strange. For example, Joe wore odd pants with green stripes and purple dots. So pants that have green stripes and purple dots are not very ordinary. They're not very normal. So I can say they are odd. Here we have some odd pictures too. This monkey looks odd to me because of its large nose. So I can say that is an odd-looking monkey. Or over here we have a very odd dress. This dress looks like maybe it belongs to a bear or some other fluffy animal. But people don't wear this kind of outfit every day. So we can say it is odd. You don't see it often, so it is odd. Our next word is original. Original is an adjective and it means first or the earliest. For example, the original owner of our car had it for 10 years. Many times when people buy a car, they are not the first owner of that car. Another person had it before and now they are the owner. So the person that had it first is called the original owner. I have some pictures here too. This is what an original donut looked like. This was the first donut. But then people started adding more toppings and more flavors. So these donuts here, they are not the original donuts. This one is what we can call the original donut. and it's still actually called the original donut. And in this second picture here, this girl has some beautiful rainbow hair. She changed the color of her hair, but the original color, the first color of her hair was brown. So when you're using the word original, think about something that is changed from what it used to be. So the original is what something used to be, but now it is different. Our next word is proper. Proper is an adjective and it means correct or right for a certain purpose. For example, shorts and a t-shirt are not the proper clothing for a job interview. When you are going somewhere to get a job, you should dress very nicely. But if you just wear shorts and t-shirts, they are not very proper. They are not correct. Another way that we can use proper is by talking about how you are sitting. Which way do you think is the proper or the correct way to sit? If you sit like this, you might hurt your back because it's not straight. The proper way to sit is with a straight back, like this girl here. And what about the proper way to wear your mask? Should you wear your mask with it covering your nose or with your nose outside? Well, the proper way to wear your mask is with it covering your nose. Our next word is reward. Reward is a noun and it is something that you receive, something that you get because you did something good. For example, Mom gave me ice cream as a reward for finishing my homework. So the thing that you did is that you finished your homework and now you will get something special. You will get ice cream because you did something good. So here's another example of reward. It's kind of like a sticker chart. So you get stickers every time that you do something good, and maybe at the end of the week you can get a special reward. You can get a special prize for getting so many stickers. Our next word is scrape. Scrape is a verb and it means to remove from a surface by rubbing it with something sharp or rough. There's two ways that you can use scrape. The first one is like this. When you fall down and get hurt, you can scrape your leg or scrape your arm and your skin came off a little bit. Remember, scrape means to remove, to take something off of a surface. So this is what we call a scrape. When you have this, you can tell I have a scrape on my blank. So instead of saying I am hurt, you can say I have a scrape on my leg or I have a scrape on my arm. Or we can use scrape like this. There are some special tools that help remove something from the surface of another thing. So here is the glass of a car, and we need to take off the ice from the surface of the glass. So we use this tool to scrape. We push it off. Or here we have a wall and there is some paper. And we need to use this special tool again to scrape the paper off of the wall. We move it off. We rub it off. Our next word is speech. Speech is a noun and it is a formal talk given in front of an audience. So this is the audience here. The audience are the people that are watching, and the person who is giving the speech is at the very front. They're usually standing or they're behind a podium like this one here. Let's look at the example. I gave a speech about my favorite book at my school. So again, when you give a speech, you are talking about something in front of other people, in front of an audience. Have you ever given a speech before? What was it about? Our next word is steer. Steer is a verb and it means to make something move in a certain direction. For example, learning how to steer a car takes practice. Every car has this wheel here. We call it the steering wheel because it helps us move the car where we want it to go. When you move something in the way that you want it to go, then you are steering. So here, this person is steering the car. I can say, I steered the car to the left, or I steered the car to the right. You can also steer other things, not only cars, like a bicycle or an airplane or a ship. Anything that moves, you can steer it. And you don't always need a steering wheel to steer something. If I am walking with my dog and I want my dog to go to the left or to go to the right, I can also steer my dog. I can help it go the way that I want it to go. That is steer. Our next word is tender. Tender is an adjective and it means not tough, soft. Something that is tough is hard. So, tender is the opposite. It's not hard. It's something that is soft. For example, this is a tender piece of meat. This piece of meat here, it's very soft. When you cut it, it cuts very easily, and when you chew it, it's very easy to chew. So we can say it is tender. This word tender is used a lot to talk about different kinds of meat and whether they are soft or hard. Tender can also be used as just soft, like this. The mom gave her baby a tender hug. So it is a soft hug. Or the mom gave her child a tender kiss, a very soft and warm kiss. So you can use tender in both of these ways to talk about something that is being done in a soft way or something that is soft and easy to eat. Our next word is tense. Tense is a noun and the tense is the form of verbs that shows when an action happens. We often talk about the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense when we are learning to write and speak. Let's look at the example. The past tense of stop is stopped. So when you want to use this word tense, we're talking about when something happened. Did it happen in the past? Did it happen in the present? Or will it happen in the future? That is the tense of a verb. And remember, tense can be easy as adding ed to the end of a word. But there are some words that are special. They have some irregular tenses. Those words are more difficult. For example, we can say go in the present tense, but for the past tense, we would have to say went. This one is irregular. So always be careful when using the past tense. Our next word is trampoline. Trampoline is a noun and it is a sheet of strong canvas attached to a frame by springs. And trampolines are used for jumping and tumbling. So this is a trampoline here. The middle part is the canvas and it's attached to this frame here. This is the frame at the bottom by the springs. And children like trampolines as a game. You can jump up and down on the trampoline, you can do flips in the air on a trampoline, and some animals also like trampolines like this dog here. Let's look at the example. The children had a great time jumping on the trampoline this afternoon. Have you ever jumped on a trampoline before? Our next word is village. Village is a noun and a village is a small town or community, often in the country. For example, Ruth moved from her village to the city. You can see in this picture, cities have many tall buildings and there's many people living in cities. Towns are smaller than cities. The buildings are not that tall and there's less people. And villages are even smaller than that. In villages, you usually only find homes and not many shops, maybe just 1 or 2 shops. So this is what a village would look like. Have you ever been to a village? And our last word is waste. Waste is a verb and it means to use more or spend more of something than what you really need. So when you are wasting something, you are using more than you need. For example, when you wash your hands or when you brush your teeth, if you keep the water on the whole time that you are washing or brushing your teeth, then you are wasting the water. Or if you are not in a room but the light in the room is on, then you are wasting electricity. You are using it but you don't need it. Let's look at the examples. Don't waste so much paper. It costs money. Or you waste too much time playing that game. So waste, you can also waste your time. If you are doing something that is not helping you or using all of your time when you could be doing something else, then you can say that you are wasting your time.
And that's all for this video. We went over the Unit 11 vocabulary words, numbers 1 through 30. See you next time!